Hello, people of the internet. My name is Shilpa, and I'm a 20-something-year-old. I live in the United States, and this is my home. This is my home for the last 3 years, and I have a home in New York. New York is where I grew up. My family lives there. That's another home. And my family and I are from India, so we have a home in India as well. I cherished every single one of them, and there is nothing in this world I like more than being at home. My definition of a home is someplace you feel like you can be yourself and you're not afraid to be yourself, especially by yourself. I currently live in North Carolina, and I've been living here for 4 years-ish. The place I'm in right now has been my home for the last 3 years, and I'll be moving out of here in the next couple weeks. That being said, you're in my home right now, and this is me sharing my life with the world, with people on the internet. I am a normal person. I'm not in politics. I'm not in entertainment, and I'm not famous, and not many people in this world know me. I'm on social media. I'm very private. I'm here to put myself out into the world now. This is a choice, and I'm not exactly 100% aware of all the pros and cons about doing this. I think it's time that I put a little bit of myself out there into the internet, and I've always wondered what that would be like to share parts of my life. So there we go. I don't really have many crazy talents. I'm not an athlete. I'm not the smartest person in the room. I actually have a very soft voice, so not many people even hear when I'm speaking. Okay, I guess let's get started. So here are a few reasons why I'm doing this. I've always been more of a listener than a speaker. I do like to speak, but I just don't do it. I do listen a lot more. That's just who I am. There have been moments where I feel like I have a lot to say. I don't know how to say them. Mostly always been a personal choice. This is my chance to speak about my interests. I suddenly have this need to record all my memories, so I started journaling the last couple of months, and then the last month I went on vacation and I took so many videos, and I have this need to share those videos and share my memories on the internet. Since it feels like almost everybody is putting themselves on the internet these days, I figured this is my chance to do the same and claim a little bit of the world for myself, if that even makes sense. I take a lot of pictures and videos of my life, and this will give me a chance to share them with the world. This will also give me a chance to relive those moments of my life too. The third reason I'm doing this is to discover new talents and form new habits, be productive, do more DIY projects and share them, develop more skills, have a routine, and everything that comes along with discovering myself and putting myself out there is a third reason. Someone like me who hasn't been on camera, who hasn't been on the internet much, this will feel like I'm living a life. But for creators and people in entertainment that, have had a camera in their face for a lot of their lives, this will not feel like they're living a life. So the definition is different for everybody. For me, this is going to feel like I'm living a life, and I'm recording it and I'm sharing it. And the most important reason I'm doing this is to make more friends and create some opportunities for myself to get to know people and to do things I'm not comfortable with. Speak to more people who are like me, but also people who are not like me. There's so many people in this world, and I've had the pleasure of traveling to a number of places in this world and meeting people, but there's so many other places in this world that I want to travel to, mostly to meet new people. I want more friends who are also into books and movies and self-care habits, who like getting emotional, who like talking about deep stuff. I want to talk about some of the interests that take up my life. Number one is books. Includes really any type of knowledge. I am a curious person. In the recent 4 or 5 years, anything you put in front of me, I will read it and I will absorb it and I will be curious about it. I want to share some of the things that I read and some of the things that I learn. Other knowledge material comes from, podcasts and movies, fiction books and nonfiction books, documentaries, but also movies that are just purely for entertainment. In school, I was not like this. I went to school more for friends, but I did like a lot of subjects like social studies, English. I was really good at math, and I think that had a lot to do with having really good teachers. I was not very interested in science growing up, but in the last 3-4 years, I have a lot of interest in science as well, and my entire life has been engulfed with technology, so technology is another area that I've very high interest in. The second interest I have is collecting things. I love collecting books. I don't know if you can see, this is my living room, but there's so many books up there on my wall. And then I also like collecting journals, and I like collecting pens, and there's so many here. Yeah, there's so many here, and then there's more books up there too. I like collecting jewelry. I like collecting like fridge magnets and little mementos from all the places that I like traveling to. I'm kind of a hoarder, but not really. I can get rid of things that I don't need or that don't really serve a purpose in my life anymore. I don't really like buying things so much anymore. When I first got my job, I spent a lot of money on buying, you know, expensive bags and shoes and clothes and beauty products and all those things, but I don't really have that interest anymore. I do like purchasing books and pens and spending my money on food still. A lot of my money, especially when I first started working, a lot of my money has gone to food. I love food. So that brings me to my third interest, which is food. I love food. I love cooking. I love takeout. I like trying lots of different types of food. I am moving in a couple weeks. I'll have a more upgraded kitchen, though I have a pretty nice kitchen right now. In my new place, I bought some pretty cool cooking utilities. I have like an oven that has a camera in it. I have all white cabinets and island and all that stuff. I'm really motivated to cook and bake and create more food. I'm less into takeout these days. I'm more into home food. Number 4, I love writing. Specifically, I love journaling. There's a time in my life where I did like storytelling, like story writing, and I feel like I could still do it right now. I just don't have the time, and that's something I want to focus on, is make time for more writing. And when I do write, I want to share with the world. I don't really plan on writing a book or short stories or anything like that right now or in the near future. Maybe, who knows. My final interest is I love spending time with my family and friends. I think a majority of people in this world do. I like my alone time, and I've always loved my alone time. But recently I like this sense of community that I'm building with my family and friends. I have friends and family all across the world. I use WhatsApp, I use iMessage, I use Instagram, Facebook, everything to keep track of my family and friends. I wouldn't say I like being alone more, but I feel like they're pretty balanced. Spending time with other people like family and friends and being alone, they're probably on the same level. I love my alone time. I love having the house to myself. I don't really get bored often. I always have something to do. But yeah, that's me, and that's why I'm doing this. I hope anybody who is watching this sticks around. Maybe we can be friends, and maybe we can share interests with each other. I chose to do this for a very first video before I took a shower without putting on any makeup or doing my hair. My hair is pretty greasy. I need to wash it. I chose to keep this very candid. I chose to keep this very raw because this is what this channel is going to be about me, about being myself, and I don't want to be uncomfortable here. Yeah, that's it. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I love coffee, and I also collect mugs. My mug collection is not that big, really. I'm really good about that, but it may start getting bigger. I love coffee. I love making coffee at home. Now I have a little espresso machine in my kitchen over there, and it makes perfect coffee. I feel like I make better coffee than most coffee shops out there, so I don't really have this need to spend money on coffee outside. So that was my little intro video. I don't know how long these videos are going to be every single day. They're going to be like 20 minutes long every single day or 10 minutes long every single day, but I think it'll just depend. I made a little plan for this month. The left side of the book, this is the right side of the book. On the left side, I have the month, the year, and then I have the days of the month. So there's 31 days that are listed here. And then there's some blank space, and then there's some boxes here. These are going to be my habits. My habits include activity, read, journal, video, parents. And Today is May 1st, so what I would do is write something really momentous about today, something big that happened or something I just want to remember. And then here I'm just going to keep track of what I did that day. So every day I'm going to finish my Aura Ring activity, and then every day I'm going to read, I'm going to journal, I'm going to take videos, and then I'm going to talk to my parents. So that's going to be like an everyday thing. This is just how I'm going to keep track. And on the right side of the book, I have a more open layout, and here I'm just going to keep track of more, I guess, specific things, all the books that I read this month, any workouts that I really enjoyed, any trips that I took, anything that I want to, just keep track of for the month of May. And then the pages following this, I'm just going to have, journal pages for my daily journaling. But I got this idea from this YouTuber called Reysu, Reysu, and I think he called this a life tracking system, and this is heavily inspired by Leonardo da Vinci. This is my first time trying out this layout, but I've been thinking about this for a couple of days, and I think this is gonna be a good one. So I guess we'll see. We'll try this out this month, and we'll see if I can keep up with this for the rest of the year. Maybe. I feel like it would be really cool to just flip back to a certain month and see, like, what was so cool about each specific day. I think it would be really cool. Now, that being said, I did plan to read some books this month. Last month I was traveling and I didn't really get to read that much. I think I read like 3.5 books. For the month of May, it's quite a busy month. I'll be moving, so there's going to be a lot of packing, organizing. There's a lot to do in terms of work. There's a lot to do in terms of taking videos. This is easy, but I feel like the editing portion is going to be kind of hard. So some of the books that I want to read this month are actually, I can just go get them. So I have a wide variety of books that I like. I like fiction, I like nonfiction, I like fantasy, I like realistic fiction, historical fiction, anything. I'll read anything. So these are some of the books that I'm reading this month. First one is Being Mortal by Atul Gawande, and this is Medicine and Why It Matters in the End. This has been on my shelf for a little while. I think I have 2 copies of this book. Another book is What You're Looking For Is in the Library, and this is by Michiko Aoyama, and this is a translated book. So this is, I believe this is a Japanese book, so this is another one. My third book, and this is going to be like, I don't think I'll be able to finish this in May. It'll be really impressive, but this is kind of like a history book, a people's history of the United States. This is kind of a controversial book, and I think this has a lot of facts and narrative that hasn't been taught in, the American school system. It tells America's story from the point of view of America's women, factory workers, African Americans, Native Americans, the working poor, and immigrant laborers. It also talks about the greatest battles, fights for fair wages, 8-hour workdays, child labor laws, health, safety standards, universal suffrage, women's rights, racial equality. This has been on my shelf for a very long time too. Oh my gosh, this is very tiny font. This is my Kindle Paperwhite. This is, I believe, the 2019 edition. It's working perfectly fine. The battery is kind of struggling. Just love how perfect the size is. I just have such an emotional connection to this. The current book I'm reading is Love and Saffron by Kim Fay, a novel of friendship, food, and love. I'm about 30% of the way into this book. It's just a whole bunch of letters back and forth between these 2 women, and it's sweet. It's really sweet. I really like it. I need to change the battery in my camera. 1 second. Just Kids by Patti Smith. This one right here. Yep, that's another read of mine for this month. And then I want to read Powerless. And Powerless is by Lauren Roberts. It's a fantasy book, and that's been on my list for a long time too. In terms of fantasy, I'm still pretty new to the genre. When I was little, I read the Twilight series. I'm familiar with Harry Potter, obviously, and Hunger Games and all of that. But in my adult life, I've read the ACOTAR series, loved it. And then after the ACOTAR series, I read The Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, both of which I loved as well. And then after that, I read Throne of Glass series, which is my favorite. I really, really enjoyed it. So those are the 3 fantasy series that I've read. And I just needed a little break from fantasy, but now I'm I want to get back into it. So I'm going to probably get started with either Crescent City or Powerless. And then there's this other book called The Poppy War by R.F. Kong. She wrote Babel, so that might also be another on my list. And then finally, Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater. So these are just some of the books that I'm going to read this month, or I'm going to try to get to this month, but also this list might change depending on like any other new books that I get. Some of the movies or TV shows that I want to get into this month are the Wolverine movies. The new Wolverine and Deadpool movies coming out in July. I kind of want to restart watching all of those. I watched the first one last night. It was very entertaining. Probably gonna watch the second one today, not tomorrow. Tomorrow we're watching Monkey Man with some friends. Another movie that I want to watch, I think they put it on Prime already, Family Star. It's a Telugu movie. There's also Crew. It's a Hindi movie. The final episode of Young Sheldon is supposed to come out next week. And it's gonna be so sad. I love Young Sheldon so much. I was not a fan of Big Bang Theory. During Big Bang Theory time, I was watching Vampire Diaries, Gossip Girl, all those shows that I didn't really have that much of an interest in Big Bang Theory. Taylor Swift's new album, The Tortured Poets Department, I've listened to about half of the album, so I kind of want to like finish the rest of the album. Zayn Malik is coming out with a new album. Do like his music. And some of the podcasts that I listen to are Flagrant by Andrew Schultz, Brilliant Idiots by Charlemagne and Andrew Schultz, the Joe Rogan podcast, Huberman Lab, Call Her Daddy, Pretty X Unfiltered, Stuff You Should Know, and Mel Robbins. So those are the podcasts that I listen to. Another thing you should know is I have a reading journal. This is my reading journal. I've had it since 2021. This is for my month of March. I need to make one for April for the 3 books that I read. But yeah, that's it for right now. I'm gonna have some lunch. Whenever I feel like low energy or after lunch, you just feel like you just want to crawl into bed, not want to do anything, you're just feeling kind of low, have a fruit. Usually I give into that and I take a little nap or I wallow in my mood. If you really need to do that, do that. But have a fruit. Give it some time and just keep doing you. If you really need rest, take it. If you really do feel like you need to crawl into bed and all that, do it, but have a fruit first and then see how you feel. I just made a smoothie. It's a mango, banana, and zoa. So much sugar, so much flavor, and it's freaking delicious. And I feel like I'm so much more energized now. I keep doing this because the sun is like right in my eye. I'm gonna keep working, and then I have to get a whole bunch of other work, housework done. I live in the darkness right now. I'm gonna listen to a podcast. I'm trying to figure out which podcast to listen to. Actually, I'm gonna continue listening to Lululemon. Hello, and I'm reading this book called Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Alderton. This is my first read of the day, and it's pretty good. So I just finished chapter 1. It was called Boys, and in this chapter she talks about MSN Messenger, and then she gets a little bit into, you know, like the Facebook Messenger and stuff, and it just took me back all the way to like middle school and even like a little bit of high school and elementary school, of when we had like MSN Messenger and all the little things we used to do with our friends, you know, like our usernames, or logging in, logging back out, just so this one person could notice us. Or even she gets a little bit into Facebook as well. I got Facebook when I was in middle school. I was not supposed to have it at all. MSN Messenger, I feel like it probably doesn't exist anymore, right? But yeah, same deal with Skype. Anyways, in this chapter called Boys, she talked about that, and it was just so relatable. I really like this book so far. I'm about 5% in. This next chapter is called The Bad Date Diaries, 12 minutes. I actually have to get some work done right now, but I'll probably read the rest of this later. I was actually on Libby. I was looking for some other books to read. I'm really in the mood for like a rom-com, a cheesy little rom-com, but I couldn't really find any that were available. I have a lot of books that are on hold, still like a couple weeks out. I also went on Goodreads to look for some stuff too. Alrighty, catch you later. Hi again. I'm just sitting in my apartment right now and my door is open and all that. But I wanted to show you some of little tchotchkes I have from around the world, around the United States, India, Thailand. I have toys. I have fridge magnets. I have pens and all that stuff. So let me just show you some of the things that are on my TV stand right now. Hold on one second. Okay, this is my TV stand, and these are all the tchotchkes that I have on here. I'll start from here. This is from India. This is also from India, also from India. This is from, also from India, also from India. This one is from Positano. My cousin got me this one. I believe these two are from Colorado, I believe. Cousin got me this one. No, my sister-in-law got me this one. This one's from Dubai. This one's from New York. This entire coconut bowl, it's from Thailand. I have like some Thailand cash in there and my hotel key and all that. This my cousin got for me. This from also Dubai, my sister-in-law got for me. This is Garden of the Gods, Colorado. This is the Leaning Tower of Pisa. This is from New Orleans, the Bourbon Street. This is from India. This is from India, specifically Gujarat, I believe. This is also, these two are both from New Orleans. That one's from New York. All right, so that is on top of my TV stand, and I'm probably not gonna have this TV stand for much longer, so it's a nice little place I had for the last few years that I've just been collecting. This one is from Greece. They're just little like chocolate sticks. I haven't really opened them, so that's from there. And I don't really think I have much else down here, just books and video games. These are the games that I have. I have Need for Speed, I have Burnout, I have F1, The Last of Us, FIFA, Far Cry, God of War, Last of Us Part 2. So on my kitchen fridge, I have a lot more magnets and such. So I'll show you. They also have a lot of pictures on here that I'm just not ready to put onto the world. But here we go. These are what's on my fridge. I have the Great Smoky Mountains of Tennessee. I have a Thailand, Asheville, North Carolina, New York, Hyderabad, what else? Myrtle Beach, a temple in Gujarat. I have Crete, Greece. I have Vienna, and there's London. There is Dubai. There's Tirupati. There's New Orleans. There's also Tirupati, and finally, Garden of the Gods. Yep, Colorado. I feel like I have a lot from Colorado. I feel like I have a lot more just floating around. Yeah, my whole entire apartment is kind of made up of things that I get from when I travel. And my friends also get me some stuff when they travel. So for my birthdays too, I ask for books or pens or stationery. Some things that I could use in the house. But this shelf right here, I have a bunch of board games up there. So I have like Ticket to Ride, Mancala, Jenga. I have a lot of those pop toys. As you can see, I have like 2 different Lokis. And then the second one, I have more board games. I have some puzzles, chess, Uno, Monopoly, card game. And here is all like some of my books. I guess there's more books back there. And then down here, I have more chaotic stuff. This bin is just like all my travel things. And then more journals and books. Right next to that, I have this little cart. It's like a book cart, I guess. And in this cart, this first section has some of my favorite pens and markers and crayons and things I need for journaling and coloring and doodling and stuff. And then the second one, I have a whole bunch of like washi tapes, extra scissors and tape and all that in there. Bottom drawer, I have extra pens in here. Extra pens and inks and all that in there. I have all my sticky notes in here, and then I have all like my bookmarks, tabbies. Yeah, so this is my little stationery cart. And then on my desk, it is pretty clean right now actually. I have my Alexa Echo. I have another elephant coaster container that I thrifted. I believe it was probably for like originally for like a candle or something. These are like some of my favorite pens and pencils and things I need like on hand. Right here I have a little Himalayan rock salt thing. This is actually pretty cool. I have a little timer, 2 little journals, and then I have my daily stoic. And then this is my everyday little pouch. I don't know why I need like so many pouches, but I just like being organized this way. This is my monitor. It's a wide screen. It's like curved too. I believe it's for gaming. It's LG. And then I have my iMac and my keyboard and mouse. that I should probably turn off. Turned off. I have my journal, I have my reading journal, and then underneath my desk, I have my printer. It's a Canon, and it does a really good job, even though it was giving me such a hard time last week. And then down here, I have some Toni Morrison books, The Defining Decade, some poems of Edgar Allan Poe. And this top thing right here, I have a whole bunch of stickers for journaling. And then down here is more journaling material like scrapbook and all that. And there's just one more place I can show you. Actually, a couple more. I guess I'm giving you a whole apartment tour right now. On top of my wall right here, there's just like opening, and I have like a whole bunch of books up here. Whole bunch of books, a hat from Thailand, whole bunch of other books from when I was younger or started collecting at a very young age. And yeah, and there's one more place. I have books. Actually, a few more places. This is another place. This is my little windowsill. And I have like my crossword puzzle. I have a couple of books. An elephant. As you can see, I have elephants everywhere. I just love elephants so much. More books. Some candy in here. More books, more elephants. And I got Groot. More elephants. Plant. A horse. I have this little area in my entranceway. And I have more books here. These are more like India related books, the religious books, history books, and then over here, some recipe books, herb books, religious books again here. I have some magazines under my bed. And then in my bedroom, that little wall I showed you earlier that had all the books, the back side is this. This is the back side of that wall. This is my closet. It is a pretty big closet. I have all my clothes and dresses and sweaters and Indian clothes and all that stuff. And then up there I just have more storage. They gave me a washer dryer. I stopped maintaining it these last 2 or so weeks. Usually I'm a very neat and very organized person, but you know that feeling you have right before you move? It's like, man, do I have to clean now? I'm gonna have to clean again next week. So that's an issue. I'm moving into a house, and a house has storage, but I'm just so used to this specific storage and how everything is placed. I definitely grew out of this place though. By the door, so this is my front door, I have a coat closet that has like a whole bunch of shoes and coats and bags and all that stuff. And then this is my old desk. I have a standing desk over there, and this is my old desk, so I've accumulated a bunch of stuff on here too. Right now, I'm just keeping a lot of things out for moving. I have to go get boxes so I can start putting stuff in boxes and slowly starting to take a whole bunch of shit to the new house. And yeah, that's my apartment. This is gonna be a very long first video, and then what am I gonna do for the next 30 days? What am I gonna show you? I'll probably just talk about books. Nah, I have so much shit. I could show you so much stuff. Okay, I'm gonna go get some housework done and probably get some pizza for tonight. Super bad because I did not work out. I'm just in such a like low energy mood physically and mentally that I'm gonna start working out from tomorrow. Today it's just not gonna happen. Oh, this is another example of stuff. These are my suitcases from 2 weeks ago when I came back to the US. Yeah, I'll talk to you later. Okay, bye.